Hello everyone, hello YouTube, and hello YouTube. I've been trying to make this video now for, I don't know, a while, and it seems like it's never a good time because, well, it's never a good time, and if you want to make the video perfect, it's like, yeah, well, a video that is late is just late, but a video that is bad forever, so I figured, why not both? So here's my borrowed 1070 Ti. It's actually my wife who kindly let me borrow it because I play games and she don't, so she has my old 1070 now, and I got her 1070 Ti. It's a Strix card, and what you may know about this is that it has a quite fantastic cooler. It's a, I believe, 2.9 slot design with very polished cool plate, so there's good potential here, but the thermal paste that is on there is only like 3.5 watts per meter Kelvin, so it's kind of crappy, which is a lot of wasted potential, and especially now when no one can buy a GPU. I mean, it started to get a little better, but then it got worse again. So I figured if I'm gonna make this video and actually have it be relevant in any regard, then I should just stop postponing and just make it. So here are my old temperatures. I did a number of different tests, and you can see here with the stock thermal paste, no overclock, fans at 50%, ambient temperatures, yada yada yada. And what I mean with no overclock here is basically that the power limit is at 100, no overvolt, and the fans are locked at 50%. You can see here that, well, the interesting part is the delta T over ambient, which basically means the temperature over the room temperature, because the room temperature is always going to be slightly different. So that's the important part. So at ambient of 19.7 degrees, I got the, or actually, yeah, completely stock, it's 41.3 degrees over ambient with the stock paste, and I got 1925 points in Unigine superposition. Then when I let the card stretch its legs without actually doing any overclocking, just raising the power limit and overvolting to 100 millivolts, fan still at 50%, you can see that I got slightly better scores, but the temperature is 63 degrees. And then here you can see my old overclock with the stock paste, and then I also had a custom fan curve, so I was able to have 132 plus core, 550 memory, and a custom fan curve. Then it was 40 Celsius over ambient with a temperature of 60 degrees. And here you can see the Cryonaut results. So same test again, fans locked at 50, no overclock whatsoever. Then the delta T over ambient was only 28.7 degrees, and the temperature in Unigine Heaven was 49 degrees. So quite a substantial drop there. And here again, not really an overclock, just the power sliders and the volt sliders maxed, still 50%. Then delta T over ambient was 33 degrees, so a substantial drop again. And here is my old overclock, the max that I was able to achieve with the stock thermal paste, but now with the Cryonaut. And then you can see that again I got a lot better scores with only 26.2 degrees over ambient. And down here finally is my new overclock that I was able to do with the Cryonaut paste applied. So you can see I got plus 192 on the core and 608 on the memory with the custom fan curve again. So I got to 4,444 points, which is, I believe, about 100 points more, and a lot more on the core. So it was like a 3% increase. And also you can see here that the idle temperatures were dropping slightly, but at idle it's not really gonna matter, because yeah, if it's not really doing anything, then there's not really any heat to dissipate, so it doesn't matter. And now, just to prove that I'm not making this up, let's fire up Unigine Superposition and see what we get. So now we have Unigine Superposition loading here. I'm just gonna let it run, and it's admittedly going to be quite boring to look at, because I mean you've seen Unigine Superposition. I'm sure that a lot of you use it for benchmarking. Now admittedly I have been able to go higher only running the Superposition benchmark, but the overclock that I'm about to show is the highest stable that I was able to get in even the most grumpy games, namely Apex Legends, because it crashes a lot sooner than the other games. You can see here, you have it steadily set at 2100 megahertz. The memory is running at 4608. The temperature is up to 47. I think the ambient in the room right now is a bit warmer. So yeah, I'm just gonna let it run. And if you want to see what it looks like when you open the card and stuff, I did do on my channel, I have basically the same thing for the 1070 Strix, and it's not really a different thing. You still have the 6 screws on the back plate that you remove. It's the same 6 screws when I show you how to do that in that video. So I figured it's stupid to have 2 videos just showing the same thing, so you can just go watch that. And on my last video I also got a question about the thermal pads, the thickness of them, and I don't know what it is for the 1070, I don't know what it is for the 1070 Ti, but I haven't had any break, and as long as they don't break and you don't notice like any dust buildup or anything, you could just reuse them. Like basically don't touch them, don't remove them, just put it back the way it was. And if there are any significant disadvantages to using Cryonaut instead of the standard sort of not that great thermal paste, is that the thermal paste that's on there is not designed to have the absolute best thermal conductivity. It's more about having it perform the same day 1 as day 1000, whereas if you're using Cryonaut and similar pastes, you might have to do a repaste every 2 to 3 years, because you have the pump out effect, which basically means that as the copper expands and cools down, if it heats up and cools down again, it's going to expand. That means that the thermal paste is going to work its way out to the edges, and so over time it's going to need replacement, because there isn't going to be any left on the core. But that's a process that takes 2 to 3 years under normal use. And here you can now see the results. It's actually even slightly better than I had in my spreadsheet, even though it is slightly warmer in the room now, so you know I'm not making stuff up. And as you can see, the temperature here got up to 52, which is basically because I think the broom is slightly warmer now. But yeah, so the scores are, I think it was 44-44 that I got before, and now it's 44-62, so that's pretty much the same thing. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you want fancy pictures of what the cooler and stuff looks like, it's basically going to be the same for my 1070 video, except the 1070 Ti has a much more polished cooling plate. Like, it's almost to a mirror finish, which is also why it performs better. Also, it's more surface area and thicker and stuff. So yeah, hope you like this video, and I do make 8-bit music if you're into that sort of thing, so you could check that out. Like, comment, subscribe, share, hit the bell, tell your friends, all the usual stuff. Comment if you tried this mod yourself, or if you have a different thermal paste result. Just share the results in the comments, and let's see what you get. So happy overclocking. See you next time. Bye.